All right, let's talk about one of my other favorite on chain Bitcoin indicators. This might just save your life. Well, maybe not that extreme, but it might at least save your portfolio. And we're going to talk about the NUPL, which is really close to nipple.
Weird, weird.
I digress. The NUPL just stands for net unrealized profit and loss. So let's dig into what this actually shows us. And let's start off by just talking about what the hell is the NUPL. And this is the chart behind me. Actually, I kind of hate this one. Let's go to my favorite one, which is the check on chain version. Move my camera here a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. So let's break it down exactly. What is this? We know what it stands for. It's in the title here. Don't worry about cohort Z score. This is just the prettier version of this with the shaded backgrounds that I like. It tracks the difference between what Bitcoin holders paid for their coins and what they could sell them for today. It's simple, basically. When the average pleb is sitting on really fat gains, the NUPL goes up. When everyone's underwater, it drops like a rock. This is pretty much just on-chain sentiment, but codified. It maps human greed and fear in raw blockchain verified data, no speculation, no polls, no BS. That's what the NUPL shows us. Let's talk about the zones really quick and how we can read the crowd psychology through this chart. So here's how it breaks down. Capitulation is basically under zero. So you can see here in 2015 and in 2019 where we really hit rock bottom. I mean, here the price was 3K, 3.5K. And in the last bear market, it hit a low of 16K. That's where capitulation is. It's basically below zero on this chart. All it means is that everyone's bleeding. Everyone's selling at a loss. Your group chat is dead. This is where the bottom pretty much forms. The next section is 0 to 25, which is mixed emotions, an early bounce or fake out, but it could also mean starting accumulation. Next level is optimism and anxiety, which is 0.25 to 0.50. Just means that we're climbing. Smart money gets cautious. Degen money starts to get loud. This is when you see your X feed start to fill up again with Bitcoin posts and altcoin posts, all that kind of stuff. 50 to 75, which is where we're currently sitting, is belief or denial. Everyone thinks they're a genius. The macro's bullish. Influencers are euphoric. The YouTube thumbnails are getting out of hand. And you start thinking basically that this time is different. This one's a double-edged sword, right? Because it could signal the end of a cycle, and it could also signal the time before a sort of blow off top or euphoria, which is the last section, euphoria and greed. This is generally the top. This is where Coinbase is trending on the App Store. This is where TikTok is giving entry tips, and CNBC is running a 24-hour news segment about how to buy Bitcoin. This is when you generally want to get out. Right? If you're buying here in Euphoria or Greed, you're the product. Something to note, though, is that over time, these peaks are going to decay, right? So you can see for the first couple of cycles, they did hit Euphoria Greed. For the last two, just almost touched it. And I think for this one, for the cycle that we're in currently, we probably get close, but we're not actually going to get to Euphoria and Greed. Hopefully I'm wrong. That would signify a sort of super cycle blow off top. And that would be great, but we'll see what actually happens going into next year. So the historical accuracy, it's on point. I mean, this does work. You can roll the tape, right? 2011, 2013, 2017, 2021. The NUPL hit red before every blow off top, literally every single one. You had weeks to get out. So it's not like this is just a 6-hour period and you're done. This is a long chart. So take it slow, as I always say. And the bottom, for each bottom, the NUPL went negative. You could have loaded a lifetime bag when everyone else was rage quitting crypto, when Twitter's completely dead, no one's talking about it. That's exactly the time that you want to buy. So how to actually use the NUPL without getting wrecked. And this is where it gets good. You need to front run the herd. Don't wait for euphoria or greed to dump. Start trimming when we're in deep orange, right? We're nowhere near that currently at the current prices. That's where smart money starts to rotate. When we actually get to the top of the deep orange, is if you want to see an altcoin season, that's generally when it happens. And then on the flip side, you want to stack when the NUPL goes green, right? When we're below zero, this is like the chart is boring, friends have left, prices sideways for months, green. That's the buildup phase. You need to accumulate like a sociopath. I'm saying like sell the closet doors off your house if you have to. Whatever you need to do, this is where you want to accumulate as much Bitcoin as humanly possible. And then you want to pair it with macro. That's my third tip. If the NUPL is rising and liquidity is expanding, that's game on. That's definitely game on. If the NUPL is high and the Fed's tightening, that's probably a trap. Don't buy the euphoria. Common sense. The NUPL is red. Again, that's where you want to start completely getting out, shifting out of your positions, and starting to go into cash while you have to wait months and months for the zero again, right? That's kind of the difficult part, is just sitting on your hands, as it always is. So where are we now? We're hovering in the optimism / belief zone around 0.5 to 0.6. That means profit is flowing, but it also means greed is creeping in and the risk is rising. You're not late yet, according to this, but the window is shrinking. In summation, the NUPL is the most brutally honest sentiment tool in crypto. It doesn't lie. It doesn't hype you up. It just tells you where the crowd is emotionally and whether you should be with them or against them. That's it for this video. If you want signal like this every week, give me a subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. It'll help my tiny channel. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. It would mean the world to me. In this market, your job isn't to chase hype. It's to front run it and then fade the herd. Hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.